pork baby meatballs, the ingredients are really simple. So I'm using this lean pork mince. It's 5% fat, but you can use any pork mince, or in fact any different meat mince that you like. I'm making pork meatballs today, and then you add whichever spices you like. I'm going to add some garlic powder, some mixed herbs. I've got herb de Provence here, and I'm also going to add just a pinch of paprika. Obviously the spices that you tend to use in your family meals are the best ones to start introducing early on, so feel free to add whichever ones you want. But the point is just to make something that's going to be tasty for your baby, easy for them to hold, get into their mouth and enjoy. So I'm going to open this up, add some of each of these spices, and then start rolling into meatballs. Now, having said that, I am going to roll some of these into like meat sticks, if you like, because your balls can actually be any shape that you like. You could have triangles, whichever you think would be easiest for your baby to eat, and they can be tiny bite-sized balls that are just perfect for popping in their mouth, or they can be bigger ones that they can grab. The sticks also are easy for them to grab. So I'm going to get on, add these spices and get rolling. So now that this is well mixed, I have my food safe gloves on and I'm ready to roll some meatballs. So I have used about half of this meat, and I'm going to use the other half of the pork for a lasagna, which I'll show you shortly. But I have made basically 4 baby sausages, which is basically what these are meat sticks. Kind of big enough that are long enough that the baby can hold in their fist and get it to their mouth, but also not too thin so that hopefully it won't break on the way to the mouth. I've also made a couple of larger meatballs that are big enough again to hold in their hand, but I'm not sure how she'll do with them. I think they might be too big for her to easily eat, so we'll see. I only made 2. And then all of these kind of bite-sized ones are just about the right size to pop in your mouth. I've made them around about the size of a blueberry. So yeah, I'm going to pop these in the oven to bake now, and then I'll get on with the pork lasagna. The rest of the pork is browning in a little olive oil on my stovetop, and I'm going to add some vegetables just to bulk out the vegetables in this pork lasagna. So some garden peas in water and some sliced carrots in water. I'm going to add those to the mix now. And to make the white sauce for the lasagna, I've got some unsalted butter melting in the pan. I'm going to add a little bit of flour to make a roux. I have got my cottage pie on the go. I'm using turkey mince today, but you can use beef mince, pork mince, even chicken mince. It really doesn't matter. I'm using turkey mince, and I have in the pot here a little drizzle of olive oil just to help cook things off, and I have diced onions, some carrots, and I also have some butternut squash. This is all frozen veg just because I'm lazy and it's quick and easy. Obviously you can use fresh, and you can use whichever vegetables you want. I think carrots and onions are definitely a good base for a cottage pie. I added some squash just to get an extra vegetable in there. I'm going to be whizzing this up anyway, so I've just left these on hold to cook, and then I'll whiz them up once everything is ready. So I am just cooking off this turkey mince until it all changes from this pinky blushy pink colour to a nice white, and then I'm going to add some stock. The stock I am using is these Boots baby organic chicken stock cubes, and I'm just going to use half a stock cube for about 250 ml of water. I'm going to use about 300 ml of water with half a stock cube, and then I will be adding some mixed herbs, herb de Provence, that is what I've got, and a little garlic powder, and then just a little hint of black peppercorns from the grinder to give it a little bit of flavour, and then I will cook all of that down to be the base of my cottage pie. So I'll show you what it looks like when it is ready to add the stock. So my turkey has been cooking now for about just 5 minutes or so. It only takes around 5 minutes, and that pinky raw colour has gone and been replaced by quite a white colour, almost white. And so I'm ready to add my spices. So I'm going to add just a hint of garlic, a little pinch of the herbs, and a tiny grind of the peppercorn to my turkey. And now it is time to add my stock cube and my water. And then I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then straight down to a simmer, and let it simmer on for around 15 to 20 minutes, just to let it soak in all of that water and for all of those lovely flavours to amalgamate together. So heat is on nice and high. I'll wait for it to come to the boil, then I'll move it right down to a low simmer and leave it to simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. And that will form the base of my turkey cottage pie. And I'll show you what it looks like when that's done. So my turkey mince is now ready. This is the base of my turkey cottage pie. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it a whiz up with a hand blender, and then I'm going to transfer it into this casserole dish, and it will be topped with some mashed potato. I'm currently microwaving some baked potatoes and a sweet potato in the microwave. You can hear the microwave in the background, and I will be mashing them with butter and milk to lay on top. So first things first, I'm going to whiz this up with a hand blender. That's it all nicely whizzed, and so into the casserole dish now. My turkey mixture is now in the casserole dish and waiting to be topped, and I am now just mashing up by hand with a fork 2 medium potatoes and 1 medium sweet potato, which I cooked in the microwave till they were nice and soft and falling apart, and then I just hand peeled off, just peel the skin off with my fingers. It comes off so quickly and easily once it's been in the microwave. And I'm mashing this with a good knob of butter, which I've softened in the microwave, and a glug of milk. We had semi-skimmed milk in our fridge, so that's what I'm using. And I'm just going through and mashing these all together. Like I said, they're nice and soft from the microwave. So this is going to mash really easily, and then I will spread it on top of the turkey. So this is nicely mashed. I've now got my oven preheating, and I'm going to put this mashed potato and sweet potato mixture on top of my turkey. And then I will pop it into the oven to brown through on top. I'll add a little cheese on top. I'll pop it in the oven to brown through, and it'll be ready for my baby to eat, to be cooled into portions and popped in the freezer.